Good evening, everyone. It is July 20th, 2023. We kind of had what I was looking for, and that was we finally broke a previous day's low. On the ES, we managed to gap down, and we got into the area that I'd mentioned last night, which was the last area I wanted to see hold, which was that 58 to 65 area. And I think the low of the day came in at 57s or something, 57 quarter, so about a point off. Now, what's important to note is that while the ES was staying relatively bid, and perhaps this is easier to see over here, let's turn off all these lines. ES up top, NQ on the bottom, and we can just throw this up on a 5-minute chart. The ES in the morning had a small gap down and pretty much immediately closed it. We matched the overnight high to the tick, sold off, broke the overnight low, got bids again to the daily high. That's where I went short, and we managed to close again above 65, and we got that bid off that 58 area. Now, in the meantime, the NQ was much, much worse. When it rallied, it was unable to close this gap over here. It left about a, whatever it was, about a 20 point, 15 point gap remained open. We sold off of external trading hour, sorry, the RTH VWAP, I believe. Yeah, right there. That's where it was, right here. That's where weekly VWAP was, sold off of it. And that was on a reclaim of last week's high. There's last week's high over here. We reclaimed this spot, and we're unable to close the gap. And when I saw that, that was what told me that this thing was looking pretty weak. We managed to get a POC shift at the lows, took the long, got broke even, and then from there was just a move down and just drip, 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 drip. And what I mentioned was that if we got below settlement lows, so for today that'd be Tuesday's RTH low of the day, so right here, if we got a move below here, I was being careful of liquidation. This also being right around the weekly open. So right around the weekly open, right around sentiment lows. If we got below there, I was careful of a liquidation scenario. And instead we got this nice churn happening. We saw evidence of short covering with that point of control shifting. And I thought we'd be able to move up to VWAP, but instead we couldn't. And I want to pull up one more thing here. And what this is it's just showing that the rebalance is really in effect. Right here, here we go. July 14th. What it used to weigh and what it's weighing now currently. Apple down 1%, Microsoft down 3%, Google down 2%, Amazon 1.5%, Nvidia 3%. So what this is the rebalance that occurred that they announced would occur, and as far as I know, this is set to continue until about Monday. So until Monday, we're going to have a little bit of this this excessive, perhaps you can call it excessive, externally motivated selling that's occurring on the Nasdaq, and that's going to cause us cause a weight on the ES. So moving forward, what am I seeing? Well, firstly, I'm not trading tomorrow, so there won't be any specific levels out for tomorrow. However, we're close to monthly VWAP. This area here has been important to me, about 400 to 500. You've got monthly VWAP there. This is sort of the origin of the breakout above this major balance. You can think of this as being equivalent to 43.84 on the ES. See the same level right around here. Again, the ES has been much more bid. So what I want to see here, and this is also my higher time frame monthly level up here, as you can see, and that marks this balance, this huge late 2021, early 22 balance, this 470-ish spot. So I want to see us hold around this 400 number, and then I want to see that give the bid. And meanwhile, the ES, I think it's reasonable to expect, we can move down to about 50 or so, but I don't think it's going to be some sort of huge sell-off tomorrow. Today, all this was to me was, hey, we had the first break of a prior day's low in 2 weeks. And we're just going to get some of that the excess late buyers. They're just going to start liquidating. That's all it was. And then the Nasdaq was just excessively offered because of the rebalance crap. So tomorrow, what I would do is I don't like the idea of shorting the Nasdaq, and the reason being is because overall our momentum is still up. yes, we had what, 2 down days? I mean, we hit the high of the year yesterday. One big down day. You know, we turn off all these lines. Momentum is still it's doing pretty decent, right? This has just been an absolute tear, especially the last couple of weeks. This has been nuts. So to me, momentum is still up, and the S&P is incredibly bid. So to me, what I'd be doing is waiting for the Nasdaq to find a bid somewhere around that 475 area. Uh, whatever that is. We have a gap closed down about 507-ish. First half of the year's high in 2022 is coming in at 475. We got a point of control there around 450 or so. A weekly VWAP closed at 444. So whatever it is, somewhere around those mid to upper 400s, I would expect a bid, and for that to rocket the ES back up to I don't know, let's call it 45.88. Today's low of the day. Yesterday's low of the day. Today's near the highs of the day. And if we get back above that 45.88, back into this sort of balance, whatever you want to call it, 82 to 88. If we get back inside the lows of this balance over here, I would expect us to get up to 4,600 or so. So that's what I'd be playing for. Keeping in mind it's OPEX tomorrow. So this thing might slow down significantly if it is just heavily pinned to one number. So that's what I'll be looking for. This should be a 4602. Not sure what it's doing. There we go. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a move down to about 45.50 or so, a reclaim of that 60 to 65 area, and then looking for longs to take on the way back to 45, 76-ish, the VWAP close, 45, 84, 82, and then up to 88 and higher. Hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. Have a great night. Trade safe.